Dan. I am Rapid, and the wonderful soloist alongside me is Dan EGADorFeed. For the purposes of this game, we will be a duo together, bringing you the last game of the evening. It's going to be XOL, that's going to be Brunch, the new AD carry for NID. We also have a brand new Twitter account at NID_LOL, which I recently learned featured the art for their new logo from their ex-AD carry, Flappy Bearfish. So if you want to rip your flappies, you can do that. Spears continuing to land, or at least beginning to land there, as Bischu will be playing his trademark Nidalee, continuing to land the spears. Don't quite deal as much damage as you'd expect to see, but Spider's landing as well, and NID taking a tour de force of poke damage through the jungle of ggLA.
2 for 2 so far on the spears. I'm going to be keeping track, most likely, if I can, if the directed camera does allow me to look at Nidalee when she is throwing them. But either way, the wards are dropped. Actually, just 1 ward, but the side of NydusHerMain on ggLA has dropped 3 wards collectively, all at the red side, and 1 at the entrance towards their own red. So his aggressive warding is complete, and potentially we could see a lane swap coming in from either side. But judging by the way Brunch is positioning, it looks like it's going to be a 2v2 down bot in standard lanes. Corkez is going to start red and get spotted out, and could see the 2v2 up top, while in the mid lane, nubbypoohbear and InnoX having a little bit of fun, having a whole world to themselves.
All right, well, InnoX waiting between the lanes just to make sure that he gets the lane matchup that he wants. And you can see that Corkez, Otter, and Nydus are all waiting right in front of the red buff that has been warded up there by NID. So as soon as Otter shows on that ward, NID know exactly the lane matchups that they want. They're going to send InnoX all the way up to the top, and as he passes by the ggLA ward, everybody knows everything going on, and oh my goodness, Yazuki is actually going to wait in the tri-brush and try to catch in onto InnoX. Turns on the damage immediately. Alpha Strike, or not Alpha Strike, the Counter Strike. Different strikes coming out all over the place, but InnoX able to trade that damage right back towards Yazuki.
Yeah, so an even trade nonetheless. They're both really tanky Doran's Blade coming out. For some reason, I thought Yazuki started a red pot, and I was like, oh, he's going to cheese him, and then I realized he has a Doran shield, and they're just going to poke back and forth and be that tanky front lines up there. But down bot, wards coming in. You're going to see the Valor coming out, as well as the power cores to poke out. Yazuki and InnoX going to go back at it up top. Red buff going to get taken up by ScubaChris, as well as blue buff for Corkez. And potentially could see the 2v2s coming to the top, like I keep wanting to see, as I like early action and early aggression. And in the new patch, if you do die before 4.5 minutes, you're only getting 240 gold for first blood.
So a lot of changes that will sort of prevent a lot of that early level 1 fighting there. There's actually Brunch trading a lot of damage back towards NydusHerMain, and NydusHerMain growing up from being a main a little bit later on, or earlier on, but as far as a support player, has been around on a lot of different teams, but kind of found a home here in ggLA, and the synergy between Nydus and Otter has really made them one of the backbones of the team. Death Sentence catches a cannon minion, brings that over towards Otter to say hi, makes it a little bit easier to see us, but misses his target in Gleebglarbu. And on Jinx, we're going to pay a little bit more attention down there, but probably should shift our attention up towards the top lane, where Corkez and ScubaChris will be coming in. Scuba shows first, that means Corkez there for the counter gank, throws out the cocoon, a lot of damage traded back onto Scuba. He's gonna have to standard away, but there's another nice repel there onto InnoX. Damage coming his way. Won't find any kills, but taking Scuba down to 100 HP.
Yeah, that was really close for him. If he would have repelled on top of him and waited for the Venomous Bite cooldown, we could have definitely seen a first blood there, but Flash is still available, so either way, well played by both junglers. They get out alive, and InnoX and ScubaChris still fairly low. Yazuki really healthy, as well as Corkez, so they're going to be landing up there for a little bit, applying a lot of pressure and threatening some poke potential, as well as a lot of die potential. Gleebglarbu's, and I want to keep calling him Joel, but it's Brunch. There is the Death Sentence connecting the Gleam. Ignite comes out, and the Cork going the completely wrong direction, but either way, that is going to be first blood. The flash, and it's gonna be
my goodness!
Getting the first blood. Otter and Brunch going at it, while up top there's an ignite dropped onto Corkez. InnoX flashes away. ScubaChris still alive up there and holding that turret strong. And that was a beautiful play from Gleebglarbu.
Wow, yeah, ScubaChris also smites the cannon minion, so it doesn't quite die, but makes it a little bit more difficult for ggLA to continue the push onto the top lane. It's 2v1 up there that will force InnoX and Scuba off the turret, but they both make it out alive. The Flash in manliest support plays world here in the bottom lane, and ID will even it out at 1-1, but they do trade support for AD carry.
Yeah, and the 80 carry is now just going at it down here. You see the Zap coming in, picking up a CS there. Otter looks to be maxing the Q instead of going for the W route. Very versatile, and the champion of Jinx. You can do whatever you want on her, except Maxi. Now, Supports are back in lane. You have the ruby crystals for both of them. Pink wards coming in from Gleebglarbu. Green wards for Nydus, so a little bit more lane control going to be granted over to Napkins here, who are going to be looking to clean up the mess that ggLA are going to provide them. And now just a little bit of turret pressure going to be applied here from the bot lane of Napkins.
Yeah, and to clarify, they traded support and AD carry kills. They didn't. They both of their supports did die, but it was Gleebglarbu with the manly flash plays to pick up the kill there for NID. It's still even a 100 gold advantage separates the two teams, but nothing to concentrate on just yet. Once again, both junglers headed up to the top lane. I think ScubaChris learned his lesson last time, but it's good to see Corquez wanted to take another trip up there and see if he can take out InnoX. How about Yazuki get that split push on and not allow Jax the chance to snowball?
Yeah, and Corquez going to sneak right on through the lane. Yazuki's just going to lay in some damage. Level 5 for InnoX, though. He's very tanky, very strong. He's got Thorn's Blade, and so does Yazuki, but Yazuki picking up a cloth armor and some potions to help him mitigate some of that damage from InnoX. Corquez's going to walk on in the lane. Neurotoxin comes out, repelling over the stun, gets the Venomous Bite, going to land some damage. Yazuki not going to dive. Cocoon connects. Actually, are they going to look to dive here? No, never mind. Takes a turret shot, backs off, plays it smart, keeps InnoX zoned, forces him to use the potions, and sustain from the Adorned Shield. We haven't really talked about the mid lane, though, as we do have nubbypoohbear actually leaning out in the CS just by a little bit, but keeping that lead against Bischu's Nidalee.
They're going to be fairly even, at least for now. Look for jungle pressure to turn that matchup around rather than just a nice one-on-one kill from Nidalee. You don't see really too many of those, as Zyra is a really hard champion to engage on. There's going to be the flash away from the cocoon. No hesitation there by nubbypoohbear. He's going to trade that flash for his life, keep himself in that lane. Corquez has been all over the map, and so has ScubaChris, just kind of following on one another's heels. Usually it's ScubaChris to be a little bit behind, but now we're going to get the knockup on Bischu. Does the flash Jarvan standard trick. They still get the knockup. Bischu able to get away alive, not in range. nubbypoohbear not with the follow-up that Jarvan needed.
Yeah, but either way, still got the flash away from Bischu. He's got barrier available to him. Yazuki, but level 6, though, applying a lot of pressure to InnoX up top here. That Dragon Form is available to him, and is InnoX going to be safe, though? There is the Ignite still available for Yazuki, while Flash and Ignite for InnoX are down. He's going to lay in a little bit more damage, just keep on popping that AoE damage to shove the wave out and try to deny InnoX any kind of farm. Down bot, there's a ping, as maybe Jarvan's going to head over there. I think Jarvan's going to go back up top after a nice rotation, giving blue over to nubbypoohbear, and then getting red for himself. While Corquez did finish off his red, going to rotate towards his blue. Otter and Nydus are just going to keep shoving down this lane, and Soul's going to go over to Nydus. Well, they look to actually back up here, and with the kill on him right now, he's got 2,100 gold, actually, excuse me, for Otter on Jinx, and I feel like he's going to go for a BF sword while InnoX trades up top against Yazuki. Oh god, everything's going everywhere.
InnoX is trading against himself, Dan.
Yeah, he's laning versus himself, man. It's so weird.
Be like Link versus Shadow Link, but I think this is going to work out a little bit better for InnoX, or better for Yazuki. He is piling on the pressure. InnoX forced back underneath his turret. Is behind in CS as well, but not really by all that much. The real difference is going to be made by Corquez, who's going to pass through a ward on his trip up to top lane, and with InnoX very, very low, is going to need some help. And ScubaChris, right on schedule, is there for the counter gank.
Yeah, and we're going to see as they may look to dive this one. InnoX is very low. His flash is almost available to me as Ignite. Potentially could try to kill. But the Jarvan jungle is going to reveal himself. ScubaChris coming in. Dodges prep there. Gets a double knockup. InnoX is going to die here as Yazuki picks it up with the Ignite, but trays it. Jungler for top. And it's going to be actually the top laner picking up the kill from both sides. So good job with the counter gank from Napkins. But either way, it's still a very even game. Actually, exactly even in the gold aspect.
Yeah, a huge counter strike there from InnoX to start things off, playing like he's on Dust 2, able to get the double stun underneath the turret and prevent the repel from Corquez that allowed the last turret shot to take him down. So it's even in kills, just about even in gold, only a couple hundred gold difference separates the two teams. It's just standard in there by ScubaChris, just looking to push the wave under turret.
Yep, and now gonna see a Cataclysm going in. Yazuki's forced to flash out of that one. ScubaChris forcing away that summoner spell. While Bischu is laying in the spears in the mid lane, does miss one right there. But now, ScubaChris is applying a lot of pressure on Yazuki. I don't think he's going to go for a dive or anything. Yazuki's still really tanky and doesn't want to throw away any kind of killer XP advantage that InnoX would regret. Corquez is going to come in, takes the Lancer, the Flash Flay onto Brunch now. The slow comes in from the Cork as well. The Cocoon connects.
Perfect.
He's going to
Cocoon.
pop the barrier. There's a Crescendo hitting 3 members. Gleebglarbu hits the last hit of the wall, too, getting slowed for 99%. Flay backwards. He is dead. Who are they going to give the kill to? It looks like Bischu's going to take it from Otter. And now with that nice roam, they could look to get Dragon with the 4 members they have left.
I've always wondered what an excited otter looks like, so apparently today we find out. But a nice roam there, everybody there just able to split up the kills for the bottom lane, and NID just getting simultaneously taken apart. And now it's the Dragon looking to go down as ScubaChris in the area. Death Sentence not going to go out from Nydus, but spears continue to fly out there. Nubby takes one for his trouble, and that will be 2 kills and a Dragon, both going the way of ggLA.
Yeah, and we are looking to see as InnoX is trading with Yazuki up top, but losing out on that one. Giant spell for Yazuki, so going to be going for the Sunfire Cape route, it looks like. Or maybe a Randuitz with that Cloth Armor still laying in there. Hasn't put that into Ninja Tabby just yet. But Dragon still in the favor of ggLA, nets them about a 17,000 gold lead. 1,700 gold lead. Corkez is going to run to ScubaChris here. He gets the auto attack. Golden Age for the slow. Is there going to be a flag and drag? It does come out. No repel for Corkez just yet. There are no golems available to repel to, so he's going to be kind of stranded out here. Can he get out? Dragon Strike connects. He's a ton of damage, and he actually just crawls his way out.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough situation just because, like you mentioned, that lack of double golems meant that he took a little bit too much damage, and that should actually force him back to base. So healing up, buying up will have an extra item advantage, but ScubaChris is going to have that advantage out on the map that will allow the rest of NID the pressure they need to take out the bottom turret. So first turret of the game goes to NID, but you can see the kills and the global gold from that Dragon still keeping ggLA in the lead.
Yep, and the turret advantage is going to go, like you said before, to Napkins, and they'll have the lead on the side of ggLA as well. Yazuki going up top still. Athenes and Holy Grail finished for Bischu, and looks like no Athenes for nubbypoohbear. He's going to be building towards the Haunting guys, while Brunch has yet to finish that Bloodthirster just yet, so looking for some more farm. Well, Otter did finish the Bloodthirster and is pressuring down this tier 1 turret and will actually be able to get it and secure the gold lane for ggLA even further.
And there we go, bottom lane, the turret advantage will disappear for NID as it is going to be taken out, just traded right back away. Top lane is going to be Yazuki getting knocked up, Dragon's Descent dunked on afterwards. ScubaChris could actually die inside there. Force the flash right back on out. There's actually the crescendo landing on a Yazuki, power cord to come out. There's this net not used to slow out Yazuki, which would have put or XOL, it's Brunch back away, but Ace in the Hole not quite finding the right spot as Yazuki will make it out alive.
Yeah, and the snipe came out, and it's actually going to be a blue buff steal as well. Bischu gets that one with the help of Corkez. The snipe was not enough to finish off Yazuki. He goes back to base, and with that, we're going to see the duo bot lane go up top, push down the turret as fast as possible, but they're going to give up a tier 1 mid, as now Otter, Nydus, and Bischu and Kevs will all come down this lane. Otter gets the passive. I love that passive so much. But they are going to lay into this turret. Spear comes out, does connect onto Nubby, who does take quite a bit of damage from that one. Heal onto Otter, gives him the attack speed. The flag comes out. He's not going to Dragon Strike just to it just yet, but top tier 1 does fall. The tier 2 is taking a lot of damage right now, as well as being applied a lot of pressure. We're going to see InnoX rotate towards it and get spotted out by our ward, and potentially a fight could break out in this mid lane.
It's going to be about the poke damage from Bischu. If he can land some nice spears, then there's no way NID will be able to engage. And there's actually the engage I was talking about as ScubaChris somewhat ahead of schedule. Jarvan Airlines made it to the destination a little bit ahead of the rest of NID. Dove in, got taken out. Now it's actually Nydus that gets taken down there as he will fall ultimately to Gleebglarbu, who picks up his 2nd kill of the game. Spears not landing there by Bischu. So somewhat unexpected, even though ScubaChris went in and died. It was a nice kill picked up by Gleeb.
Yep, and they trade a 1-for-1 support for jungler, kind of a little bit more in the favor of ggLA, but still that siege and push is coming in. There is the Cork, not going to connect. Brunch dodged away from that, nets away from another spear, and InnoX is kind of trying to stop Yazuki. He's very reminiscent of Zion Spartan last game, just pushing and pushing and pushing by himself, farming up as much as possible. He's got 22 CS lead over InnoX right now, and is just applying as much pressure as he needs to. Athenes and Holy Grail finished up for nubbypoohbear, so does finish that one instead of going for Haunting guys. And yeah, I just see Brunch and Gleeb trying to hold this off, but it's very low, and in a few more auto attacks it will go down, but they are pinging that they know ScubaChris is on the side. Do not want to get initiated by him. Pink wards all over the place from Gleeb, helping to counterboard their red side jungle. And InnoX is taking Wolf, so a 5-man group is inevitable here for this mid lane. Look at all the traps coming out.
Yeah, that's something you actually see out of shifters, Nidalee. There's a knock-up over the wall. We're going to see a dunk and crescendo both at the same time. Cataclysm will finally fall. InnoX not hitting anyone with Counter-Strike, and after a lot of ultimates blown, it's the Dragon's Descent left up there for Yazuki. Goes down for Sleep Strike, back away. Super Mega Death Rocket, not finding anyone just yet, but taking 3 members of NID dangerously low.
Yeah, and the Spear, I think if it would have hit onto InnoX, he would have been dead there. And this is the Siege comp that they need to use. The Zap, the Traps, as well as the Spears coming in from Bischu there. Gonna be able to take the turret. They siege it after a very long time. Net themselves a 3,000 gold lead. 50 seconds left on Dragon. ggLA could look to ward that up, take control of it, pick up an Oracles potentially, and try to deny all the vision away from that Gleebglarbu has applied for his team. InnoX, he hasn't really focused on building one item just yet. He's got the Phage, he's got the Build Roller Cutlass. I'm gonna be surprised if he builds the Blade of the Rune King first, or if he goes for the Trinity Force.
Should probably see Trinity Force rush there by InnoX, because while Blade gives you a lot of sustain and of course the active, which is pretty useful, Trinity Force is a pretty good item still, and we'll see that rushed out there probably coming up next. As far as the alternative top lane builds, Yazuki is actually building the full tank. Started out with the Doran's Shield into Blade, but is now probably going to pick up a Spirit Visage coming out next for him. But I mean, items are cool, but objectives matter just a little bit more. With Dragon up and ggLA having won that last team fight, should look to see them go for this catch on a Gleebglarbu. Gleeb, no! Gleeb, please don't walk into the bush. Cocoon lands damage to come out, play backwards. No flash out there in time, and Gleebglarbu goes down to Nydus.
Yeah, the box comes in. ScubaChris is diving into this one, gets hit by the core, hits the wall as well. He is going to fall. Double kill for Nydus, the bloodthirsty support. And that is going to be a Dragon over to ggLA again, and a top tier 1 going down to Yazuki. The gold is just flowing into Gold Gaming Los Angeles.
Yeah, definitely living up to the first word in their name. It's Dragon going down, traded for that top turret, 4-2 in turrets for ggLA. And so I like the decision to take a Dragon, because they could actually stand to lose turrets there. It wasn't quite as bad as it was made to look out. Top lane, InnoX is there to stop the split push from Yazuki, but ggLA still in the driver's seat for now. Now it's going to be Brunch all around the corner, trying to auto-attack. Where's the Cocoon? Both skill shots miss, and Brunch walks away, no big deal.
So close. But now Spears coming in, Leafs coming out, and a chunked Gleebglarbu gonna go back home as Bischu is throwing more spears from the side, has no vision over there. There's the explosive rocket. It's not gonna, oh, actually did connect, and Gleebglarbu almost dying to that one. As now we're gonna see them siege down this lane, 4-man push it. Thresh clearing out the wards there. Spears doing a ton of damage to the minions, as well as to the champions, as nubbypoohbear eats a third of his HP there. And now InnoX and Yazuki going back at it up top. Red buff for Yazuki. He's got the dragon form. Can he turn this one around? It looks like he's just going to hold on to that for a little bit. But now the siege is going to continue. Blue buff Nidalee is very annoying to deal with, as well as Spears just going to lay in for days. And Thresh waiting on the side looking for a death sentence. Otter is going to be able to heal up and clear this wave as much as possible. And InnoX versus Yazuki up top here is a losing battle for him. He pops the counter-strike, gets the stun. Can't do anything else, but it's going to be Dragon 4 coming in and Ignite. And Yazuki in the 1v1 takes him out.
And that's how you have to play the Shyvana. You have to go in over and over again, repeated engagement. Spear lands onto Brunch. He's going to back off, and it's just entropy. It's damage over time, not actually, you know, as a dot, but as just inevitably the spears are going to land. Bischu finally hitting one, forcing the back line of NID back to base. So while in Brunch's noticeable absence, we're going to see Spear there land on a Nubby. He's going to get hit by the Flame Choppers as well. Stranglethorns goes out. No engagement just yet, but again the counter engage just not strong enough. Nubby back to base now. Secondary bottom turret will fall. Top lane, Yazuki able to split push the turret away as well. And now 6-2, all outer turrets down for Napkins in disguise.
Yeah, and a little bit of a celebration coming in from Fishbones there. Pops the cork on the champagne. They all go back to base, spend their copious amounts of gold. As Ruby Sightstone for Nydus, we're going to see a makings of a static Shiv for Otter. And Deathcap has been completed for Bischu for a little while. And Oracle's Elixir, Ruby Sightstone, all that stuff going to help control vision around the map. All the outer turrets are gone now, so it's just a matter of sieging for potentially an inhibitor or taking control of Baron and trying to bait out a fight and catch somebody out.
And at least for right now, NID solidly on the back foot, need to just push out their lanes, at least set up for what could be a Baron coming up next. But if you're doing so well split pushing like this, if it's a strategy that's being so effective for ggLA, I wouldn't expect them to see to change that up anytime soon. Gleebglarbu ScubaChris, see the spears coming out from Bischu in the middle lane. There's going to be Zap landing onto nubbypoohbear. Zap actually has like a crazy 1.4 AD ratio, so that's the reason you see the Bloodthirster burst into what should be a Last Whisper, while the Avarice Blade has earned Otter a whole 21 gold. There's actually going to be a long-range crescendo and the knock-up on Bischu. Forces the flashback away. Candy position for the pounce. Does pounce successfully over the Cataclysm. There is a Stranglethorn only hitting minions. Glebe actually lives through absolutely everything. He's got 45 HP and is making it out alive. Spear not landing there. On to Brunch. It's going to be the counter-strike in on to Bischu. There's Otter for the follow-up damage. Bischu on a killing spree, taking him down. Getting excited, gives Otter the movement speed he needs to pick up a nice... Oh my goodness, he lands the slow from Zap onto Exawell. Can Yazuki chase fast enough?
Can he get it? No!
Not in time. Barrier keeping Brunch alive.
All right, so it's gonna be a, what was that, a 3 for none in favor of ggLA. They're gonna get to siege this one down. Blue buff coming in, or actually a 2 for none, excuse me, in favor of ggLA, and they're gonna be able to get an inhibitor turret, and most likely an inhibitor here with the attack speed buff that Bischu's gonna be able to provide to his teammates. And now they can look to rotate and siege another lane if they want to. Bischu is so strong right now, as well as Otter, and I'm so surprised Gleebglarbu lived with that. Being level 8, he's so far behind, and being behind on the support sucks. I know that feeling. And when you get chunked out like that, you're just like, damn, I'm just gonna spam heal. That's all I'm gonna try to do and keep my teammate alive. He kept Brunch alive through that, through Yazuki's dive, forcing out the barrier. But are they gonna rush for Baron is the real question here.
Gleebglarbu picking up those 2 early kills. I really expected to see some tones of damage from him, but couldn't quite make it happen, as he did kind of die a lot after that. So going from 2-1 to 2-3, a Cocoon catches him out. Not quite able to follow that up, and ID are actually the ones with dominant position over Baron. They're gonna actually start it. I just used this to clear out for Wars, because now ggLA grouping up in a crescent around the Dragon Pit, gonna poke in with spears. ScubaChris gonna have to piece the scene, and there's Yazuki just cutting him off. Does miss the Dragon's Descent, but gets enough damage to take him out, or at least he should. It knocks very low. It's a super mega death rocket. Otter getting excited in the back, picks up his first kill. Cortez flashing through, gets the damage down onto Brunch. It's not that time of the day. 80 carry goes down for NID.
Surrender vote.
GG's come out. The pain ends, and a double kill for Cortez to finish off
Triple
a 14-4 triple. Wow. The jungle performance very, very strong. Cortez finishes off 4-1-7 rather. And 14-4, 7-2 in turrets. A dominant performance. Gold Gaming Los Angeles firing back against Napkins in disguise.
Yeah, and with that, that is pretty much it for us tonight. You guys can check out NACL tomorrow. We're going to have some more interesting games. It's going to be Napkins in Disguise versus Velocity, COG versus Coast, Curse Academy versus ggLA, and Cole versus TBD as the final game for that night. But if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to follow the Twitch channel, the Twitter, the Facebook, all that stuff for the NACL esports. You can find it there. And don't forget to follow myself, EGAD, at EGAD on Twitter, and Rapid. You can tell where to find you.